Hey everybody, welcome back to some Hardspace Shipbreaker. In the last episode, we terribly tried to rip apart a ship, and it was a horrible failure. Well, not really a horrible failure. We didn't die, we didn't even get injured, but we didn't get the level 3 perk, whatever you call it. You know, you gotta get up to 3, and I suck. So, you know, we're gonna learn how to get good, hopefully. I'm curious how they're going to do the story in the game. Also, by the way, this is another day. So it's been a day since my last recording and 2 days since the first recordings. Oh my lordy. But I hope you've been enjoying the series. I know I have. Obviously, always important that you guys enjoy the series. But I also enjoy it when I enjoy the series. So, I mean, it all works out. It all works out in the end. Anyway, we're still pushing towards rank 4. The God tier rank. The rank of which we get grapples. And I think really just not having grapples is what's holding us back. Now, because we turned off the game between the last time and this time, we aren't able to work on the previously used ship. And I mentioned in the last episode that in the full release of the game, we'll be able to fully tackle the ship that we were previously working on when 1.0 is fully released in spring. Anyway, I'm not sponsored by the game. That's just what me reading the updates, because I'm like, ooh, updates. What's all this then? And I just want to check out the double-decker ship that they were advertising in their one of their more recent updates. So always exciting, to say the least. Anyway, I think it'd be fun to tackle a Queen of Saturn. Again, all these ships are mackerels, right? So they're all going to have that same basic internal structure, but there's something fun about kind of ripping apart these slightly different ships. And also last time I was saying, oh, I could get electrocuted. Yeah, there was absolutely no hazards whatsoever pertaining to electricity. There's no frost either. It's just flammables and explosives, which those things are kind of very closely tied together. I think if you have those explosive barrels, which we saw, we had 2 of those, then it's very likely they could also cause a fire, because they don't necessarily just explode. They could also spew flames out of them and then fly around, then explode. So that's how we get the 2 hazards there. So as long as we're paying attention to where we're cutting and we're not cutting willy-nilly, like we kind of were in the last episode, I almost blew up the ship. I almost clipped an explosive, but we didn't, and that's all that matters. Anyway, it probably would be a good idea to maybe go for like a light cargo first, maybe, instead of a heavy cargo, because I'm just not sure how I feel about these things. Because we did a station hopper, I think. No, this is a transport. So this would have had chairs and stuff inside. So then we had, I think we did a light cargo. We did a light cargo. But we didn't do a heavy cargo. Okay, we did light cargo. We're doing heavy cargo. We're doing heavy cargo. Let's go with the original. We're going to shoot for 3. And my goal is always, on the first day, to get level 3. That's our goal. Is to hit level 3. The trick, however, is that we don't have a long tether like on our main gun here. Ooh, I love all the startup and stuff there. That's really cute. Nice, that's awesome. All right, we're going to pull ourselves forward. Man, this thing looks real nice. This thing looks real nice. Get our light on. Okay, so we already discovered that it doesn't matter for these cells on the outside. We can always just rip them off as such. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start launching them down. They're probably not going to make it, but that's okay. And it's probably a bit of a risk if I were to rip apart that rear engine cap, thruster cap. So we're just not going to do that.
Warning, fuel levels are low.
Oh, okay, so we do have some persistence between our runs here. So we're going to quickly use up the rest of our fuel here as we launch these nacelles into the barge. And again, you would absolutely be using tethers for these. These are so heavy. 1,700 kilograms. These nacelles are no joke, but we have to just kind of baby them in, which is why it's a little harder to get that tier 3, I think, in this early stage. All right, fantastic. We're going to go run back, though, because we don't want to run out of fuel. We can obviously still rappel around by using this whip. It's actually, you know what, in all intents and purposes, this is a grappling hook, right? That's all it is. It's a grappling hook. I'm going to try and stay low, hit the brakes. Let's grab onto things. There we go. I do find grabbing onto things does tend to help you with some inertia. There we go. Okay, let's get some fuel. 5,000 bucks.
Fuel levels
Well spent. Well spent. So yeah, like, you can whip yourself around. The only problem with it is that I tend to find... There we go, there we go. Grab onto it, there we go. I always tend to find I get a little bit too crazy with it, and then I start flying and veering off in places I don't want to go. Alright, there's no electricity in the ship, so I'm just going to assume everything is just prepped and ready to go to be ripped and taken apart. So we're just going to take these panels off, get the extra, like, you know, $1,000 or whatever it's worth. Airlock consoles are worth 45,000. Wait, that's an airlock console? $45,000 I was losing. See, this is what happens when you try and rush a recording. And you just kind of go, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. Okay, interesting. So these elder platings actually can be ripped apart. That's what happens when you see that little progress bar. You can rip them apart once they're detached from the ship. So I actually really appreciate that. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Because this explosive barrel's on the outside, we're just going to get rid of it now. Fire it into the barge. I can only imagine if this is a symmetrical vessel. It's not super symmetrical in terms of where they place their explosives. But that's okay. Interesting. I love these idiosyncrasies. You know, these things that aren't particularly the same in all the different ships. And even though they are effectively the same vessel, they're used differently. And I kind of love that idea. It's like, oh yeah, I'm working on a mackerel. But like, what type of mackerel, you know? What could it be? And sure enough, like, these panels on the outside probably aren't worth my time, but I kind of love the idea of just kind of ripping apart the outside of the ship and just kind of learning more about it, because I don't expect to get tier 3, especially this early on. I want to get tier 3, but I also want to learn the ship. And I did say I do like to get a little bit of extra debt here and there. There we go. That should get all the way in. I do like to get a little bit of extra debt here and there to try and learn a ship, but the thing is, I've done these ships before. It's just I'm trying to slowly remember most of the ship, much like the video game Remember Me, which is so hard to remember. Man, that's like the hardest game to remember. Does anyone remember Me? I think that's actually a video. I'm pretty sure someone's made that video. Does anyone remember Me? So it's gonna rip apart, and then we just launch these bad boys in here. Get a few extra dollars, a few extra doubloons, you know? They're so light, I could actually fling them towards myself. There you go, let's get that in there. Another thing I was doing in the last episode is I was actually staring at stuff go in because, you know, old habits die hard, I guess. And since we shouldn't have to worry about actual airlocking, because electricity is not a thing, like, there's no airlocking. As far as I understand it, I know electricity is more so relating to a hazard, so there could be that, but if there's no electricity, then how the hell would you expect a player to get themselves out of an airlocked room, right? When you have to cut the door open, like, that's all we can do. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and assume that we don't need to do any of that. And we can actually go into the ship, just like show. Just like show. Good job, Shunny. All right, we made it in. I don't know why, that voice reminds me of the abridged version of Dragon Ball. Good job, Goku. You did a great job there, Shunny.
Carbon dioxide can cause
Now it's beer. Now it's orange juice. Oh, man. Classic. I miss those guys. I know the feeling of burnout, though. I can never blame them for deciding against wanting to continue with that series. And also, of course, with all the insanity that is trying to produce an abridged series that is unsanctioned by the original creators. Yeah, you're going to run into some serious, you know, issues. Legally speaking, the fact they were able to do so much is pretty impressive. But, man, those abridged series, they really did start off a lot of cool things there. We're pretty low on our oxygen, so once again, we're going to head back. And we'll fling ourselves forward. There we go. Oh, God. What have I done?
valuable object processed.
Don't worry, Self. I'll be okay. Oh! That's what I get for not grabbing onto things. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oxygen! Thank you.
Level stabilizing.
See, I always tend to just find ways to fling myself in the worst ways possible. That's something I definitely need to master with this game. It's like movement is such a major role in this game. I have such like a love for movement in video games. Like that's probably one of the reasons why I loved Death Stranding so much, because movement was such a major role. How do you get from point A to point B quickly, right? And this one's kind of a little bit different, right? You're making the cargo passage, or the cargo go into just a little hole. Like it's right next to you, right? The hand in. But it's a really good feeling. Like I love doing this. It's so fun. So fun. And I know it might not be the thing for everyone, right? It's not like IGN, you know, it has a little something for everyone. But for me, it really does. You know, it really does feel like a very enjoyable experience overall. And I feel like I'm always learning something new about the game. Like, hell, I made guides on this so long ago. But of course, oh yeah, you know what? That's probably why we're not using that, eh? Oh well. Don't cut holes into the ground of the ship, because you're gonna lose some money there. But yeah, I don't know. It's just there's something so addicting about this. Like so therapeutic about ripping apart like a vessel. Like you could do this same concept with boats, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone do that. But I don't think you would have as fun of a time. But what you could do, asteroid shard. This is a new item, and it's almost broken. It has like 1 tick of health. But regardless, I will still launch it. I hope it's worth a lot. An asteroid shard, wow. I mean, it's going straight into salvage, but like, look how much it weighs. Okay, you're going over here. I can't even like baby it in. I can't launch it because it's so heavy. There you go. I wonder how much that's worth. Let's see if I'm paying attention. Can I see the number? That's... no way. That wasn't the asteroid, was it? No, the asteroid's still going. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm taking forever. I'm taking forever. Let's throw this bottle in there, too. Boom, baby. Wait, why aren't you going in? Okay, there we go. Holy moly, 120,000 creditos. That is not half bad. Not half bad at all. Okay, we really should finish cutting apart the outside of the ship, huh? Perhaps we should quickly rip apart this, stay on the brakes, feather it towards myself, get these explosives off the vessel so we can start cutting like a little bit more.
Salvage secured.
Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good.
Deposited.
Yeah. I do like me some credits. Nice. Get these panels that are worth 45. Nice.
Secured. Account credit.
Like 45 is pretty half decent. I mean, not amazing, but still something.
Got about
All right.
5 minutes left in this.
Ah, damn, I'm so slow. Okay.
Don't bite off more than you can chew. Weaver.
No! I must bite it all! You cannot stop me, Cutter. Also, I think just knowing what parts of the vessel are level 2 in terms of like cut resistance, because if I know that, like look at this outside stuff, this is all probably nanocarbons, which means that it's very difficult to cut through, also known as impossible to cut through with our current level of gun. So I can be a lot more aggressive on these outside regions and be a little bit less delicate. I also have a storage bin here, might as well grab this. These are weigh quite a lot. Throw those into the barge. Anything that's like a household item or like an internal item, like, you know, we can just throw into the barge like it's nothing. Oh god. Let's not destroy it though. We got one more storage bin here. Also weighs a lot. Okay, never mind. Oh, I see what's happening. These are not. They do not weigh nearly as much as I'm thinking. It's because we're looking at the actual nanocarbon shell that is holding them. Like a 1 kilogram light bulb. Like no one cares about that. But we do care about this lovely panel that we can just launch straight into the depositing processor unit. Oh man, one day we'll have those tethers. I mean, it's pretty much after this one. I need it in my life. It might be worth like just going for the tier 3 stuff, and spending some of our hard-earned debt, our hard-earned debt on it. just because we're pickled for time, you know? We're pickled for time. We don't have time for none of this.
Accepted for processing. Credit.
There we go. Launch that in. Once it's past the yellow lines, we should be okay, I think. Let's just double check what we're looking at here. We do have... Those aren't struts there, are they? Oh, they are. But what are they actually doing? Oh, they're holding the airlock at the top. I'm assuming this would be some sort of hatch on the top of the vessel. Wow, okay. This is actually a barge item, the cargo hatch. I do not remember the cargo hatch being obtainable, but then again, it's been a while. I do not remember that, though. I think they finally made it possible to grab those, because I remember those hatches being a pain in the ass. If they didn't open because the airlock was busted or something, then it was just such a pain in the butt. Of course, my O2 is going to die again. All right, we have no choice. We got to head back. We got 2 minutes, 16 seconds left with our current O2. There we go. This is more accurate to how it should go. Grab it with your hand. Didn't take any damage, really. All right, chill out, O2.
Welcome to Vintage Site.
That's 1,600 on just O2 alone, and then plus another 5,000, so $2,100. 2,100. Yeah. What am I cannot count. $21,000. $21,000 spent on just keeping my character alive. Look at that hand. He's just waving to the ship. That's okay. I think we might do a day 2 on this guy. Might do a day 2. Couldn't hurt, I guess. I would like to get another explosive retrieved. So we crawl in here. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay. Let's just shove these out of the way, because these have already been cut out. There we go. Let's get this explosive out. I notice the whole rear of the ship is kind of plucked out at this point. Okay, we can be a little aggressive with these things, as long as we're not being weirdos. That should give us tier 2. The whole rear of the ship, I think, is detached, so now we can start dragging this thing over. Deposit this salvage. I think it's definitely possible, but since we're going to get tier 4, I think we're going to be okay. Surprisingly, that was not enough for what we needed. I'm really just going to try and get this thing in there, though. I want it. I need it. Oh, we're pulling another part of the ship in there, too. Let's go. Keep going, boys. One day we'll have those deaders. Holy shit. Alright, we gotta start blasting, I think. Gotta start blasting. Then I started blasting. Get in there. Get in there. Oh my god, the one didn't even get in, so we didn't even get tier 2. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts, man. Alright, you know what? Now it is worthwhile to go in for a second shift, so we're just gonna jump right back into it.
License upgraded.
Excellent. Our license is level 4. Feels good. Okay, we're just gonna jump back into that one. But at least that'll give us more time to fully discover what we need to do.
Hello, Shipbreaker.
Hello.
Overnight genetic backup complete. Pattern deviation nominal.
I can't believe they killed me
Have a
again.
good day.
How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? I haven't died yet.
I'm looking at the stats coming from your bay, and it's looking like you're really gonna make your way around here.
Thank you.
It's time to learn about how to upgrade your equipment.
Oh, thank God.
Some of the more advanced tools you'll soon have at your disposal. Now head on over to your workbench in the equipment room, and we'll see about upgrading your tools.
Finally. I've been waiting for this for so long.
From the manual. LYNX rewards hard work and learning by giving shipbreakers access to tool improvements and new equipment. Reaching salvage goals is essential for becoming a master shipbreaker. Basically, they want to make sure you prove yourself first before giving you the big guns. Completing salvage goals will net you shiny LYNX tokens. Use those tokens here to get yourself some new gear. Sometimes there are some extra goodies in the rewards too. So let's get going and learn about one of the most important tools in a shipbreaker's toolbox. Tethers.
Yes, that's what I need. Tethers! Tethers! Give me some tethers. Alright. They are part of the grapple hook. Where are they? Tether module! 150 buckaroos, alright? Well, not bucks, but license points. LYNX tokens. Hold to confirm, please.
Have a quick read, then hop back in the bay.
An enhancement to the standard handheld utility grapple, the contiguous Van der Waals tether field system, or simply tethers, reduces the need for multiple shipbreakers to move a single heavy object. A versatile tool in the hands of a skilled worker. The introduction of tethers led to the second greatest increase in salvaging efficiency in LYNX history, only losing out to Real Protein Breakfast Meal, discontinued in 2262. Tethers are easy and intuitive to use. Press and hold your grapple secondary trigger to place the first contact point, then drag it to another point, and release the trigger to complete the connection. Tethers automatically retract to pull connected objects together. They can also be used to pull objects into the processor. So that's really key there. It's the idea that there's not one tether pulling another, but the tethers are pulling from both ends towards each other. Which means that if you're connecting one piece to something that weighs, infinity amount, everything else is going to go towards that, right? So that's why you can attach things together and then have a final tether pulling it all towards the area where, it weighs so much that it doesn't even matter what everything else weighs. It's going to go straight towards that location. Now, tethers, I think, do have a limit with how much they can actually pull. So you'll have to be careful there. But at the end of the day, it's just going to help speed up the process of actually ripping apart a ship, which is great. And once we get to tier 6, we're going to get more tethers and tether length. I'm assuming you'll be able to use tethers longer and all that stuff. So that's pretty great. We also have the push module, but we have to wait till rank 5. We'll see what else we have access to at the moment. It's just put the split saw thrusters. Yeah, everything looks to be fairly default. Yeah, alright. We don't even get demo charges for a while. That's okay, though. I'm not actually familiar with demo charges. They were newer before I made those guides. Anyway, let's go ahead and start our shift. This one probably won't be the full 15, but we're going to continue on this one, and we'll say yes.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
And before we continue, I'm actually going to spend some money on fuel.
Credits awarded.
There we go. So tethers are worth quite a bit of money. There you go. We got the tier 2 immediately just by joining this because those were already in that region there to be collected. I'm not sure why there's a crushing alert because I don't know what I did to be considered crushed, or in a situation where I can get crushed, that might just be a visual bug of some sort, but that's okay. We're going to finish up trimming up these little struts here. Now, we're not going to use these tethers willy-nilly, but this is what we're going to use them for. Just like so. We're just going to get them in there. Just going to get them in there. And look at that. That's all you got to do. Perfect. I'm not sure how many we have. I'm looking for tethers. Oh, bottom right. It says 9. All right, great.
Processing valuable objects.
What is this thing?
Credits awarded.
Oh, I'm not trying to grab you. I'm trying to grab this guy. What is this? It's nothing important, apparently. Yeah, because I can't even grab it. Lol. Alright. And obviously, you can also... Or I shouldn't say obviously, but you can also disable your tethers, which is really nice. Okay, I'm going to have to just... Because I can't pull this off, so I'm going to have to just evaporate one panel of the door. I'm going to aim upwards and hope I don't destroy anything important in there. Great. These doors are not worth a lot. Thank God. Great. We're just going to rip these things out. We should really consider getting the bottom half of this vessel removed as well. Alright. Is that everything for that? Am I missing anything? Great. So, just like so. Boom! Oh, it feels so good to have tethers again. Tethers are love. Tethers are life. I needed them. I've missed you, tethers. Tethers are the best. They keep me alive. I'm just permanently in crushing alert mode, apparently.
Credits deposited.
What did I do to deserve this? I don't know. Alright, that goes these ones. Or there goes these ones. And then over here. We need to detach this stuff right here. Oh, this module again. I forgot about it. Alright. Probably don't want to damage it, but I'm a madman. I'm a madman. What can I say? I do love to hold the brake button while I'm doing this. You also hold your hand onto the side of the vessel as well while we're at it. Okay. Any other parts of the ship still attached? There is one right here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. You know what? I'm lazy. I'm gonna just go ahead and tether it. Just gonna tether it. Get it out of here. There you go. I tend to like to send them directly towards where I want them. So I don't usually attach pieces together. There we go.
Salvage secured.
And always worth, I find, testing the waters to see if you can actually move these massive structures in the direction you need them to go before you tether them, because if the tether can't move them, or if you can't move them, then your tether certainly cannot move them. So it's something that we'll have to pay attention to as we go along. All right. This massive thing can probably just go straight into the trash.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
There you go. Oh my god, I'm so happy we have tethers, man. What a great feeling. This guy can just get flipped in there.
Valuable object processed.
Flipped and dipped.
Ship salvaged in full. Credits applied to cutter account.
Alright, so we got even more certs. Just gonna rip out these chairs, get them in the barge. And then we can just send this last piece over into the processor, and that's basically the whole ship. Like, we were practically done. It's just that tethers were what we needed to fully realize this. And now you can already see like how much faster it is to just fire and forget tethers, especially on stuff that's like the side of the vessel.
Salvage secured.
Rather than just babying these things into the barge or into the processing unit, because now we just fire the tether and we're done. Fire and forget. Oh boy. No, this is the thing I always hate. Is trying to get these darn things out of here. Some damage is going to happen, is all I'm going to say. There we go. And one more.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Gotta tease them out. Plenty of time. Almost 10 minutes.
Are low.
Alright, there you go.
Salvage secured. Account credit.
So I would say the majority of this thing is going to go into the processor. I think it's better to do that. If we actually look at it, we have like 3,000 kilograms of aluminum, and then the rest, actually, wow, 3,000 kilograms of aluminum, or 3,000 kilograms of nanocarbon, or that's just the weight total. I'm really not sure, but I'm just going to do this. And we can attach multiple tethers here to try and get this thing in there faster. Just pluck that little light switch off.
Oxygen reserves are critical. Please contact your plan administrator. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
And there you go. So we lost 10,000 credits, but I think, well, actually we lost a considerable amount of credits there. But I think we actually ended up a bit better. Oh boy, that glass was worth a lot of credits though. So maybe it would have been better to throw it into the furnace for all I know. But at the end of the day, I'm not too upset by it. And that is us fully completing a vehicle with a bit of waste. There are ways to kind of get around the waste, but I think early on, like, it's just going to be too much of a hassle to actually do it. So taking that bit of a loss doesn't hurt too much for me. And we did still end up salvaging a pretty decent amount of money overall from this this vessel, with another 681,000 here. So that'll help us break even. But the big thing being the LYNX tokens, because we get so many, 75 LYNX tokens just from doing that tier 3, as opposed to just going to tier 2. So pretty significant. And the repair kit, of course, will help us repair our weapons, which do get damaged as we use them, especially our cutter, as we are using it so often. And there you go. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Hello Shipbreaker 9346-52. LYNX would like to share the following inspirational message. Some people dream of great salvage, while other people get up every morning and make it happen.
That's pretty inspirational overall, not gonna lie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like. And you guys are absolutely wonderful. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the support on the channel. And I'm really loving making this series. It's been really invigorating, very fun to jump back into something different. Obviously, this is a different game than what I normally play on the channel, but it's something that I personally enjoy. And of course, I'll be playing other stuff in the future, but just right now, I'm going to focus on one game at a time, and we'll move on to other stuff in the future as time goes on. But other than that, if you have any tips, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.